We're live. Good morning. Good morning, Brittany.
Morning,
Good
hiya.
morning. So for anyone watching, I am Geny Caloisi from Chai Yoga and Ayurveda Wellness. And very soon on the 21st of March, I'm organizing a yoga challenge. It's a seasonal balance challenge for my yoga community. And we do this type of challenges normally in the aid of other, this time of events, we do it in the aid for other organizations. In the winter equinox, we donated to Crisis. And this time I have been contacted by this wonderful young lady called Brittany Pummell. And she has an amazing company in Greece. It's called RefuGym and is all organized to help refugees in the Greece area to thrive, even if their situation is not the best. Hello, Brittany. Thank
Hi,
you for
Jenny.
joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Brittany, please do share with us, how did you start and where did the idea come from? Just tell us, how long have you been doing it? You look very young, so, and why Greece? All together.
Sure.
Just
Yeah,
start from the beginning. How did you end up being in Greece?
sure thing. Well, I have a degree in disaster management, so I always knew that I wanted to work in humanitarian aid or humanitarian response. And I graduated in 2016. So I've been out in Greece for a while. I moved out 2 weeks after I graduated, much to my mum's dismay. And I moved to Greece because I knew that was kind of like the front line of the refugee crisis, because other European countries closed their borders in 2015. And so thousands of people were stuck in Greece. So originally I moved out there just to see what I could do, just to jump in and be on the front line and do some humanitarian response. And then through my work, something that I observed and noticed really strongly was that once people arrive in Greece, there's this stagnation. You know, there's not much to do. They have to wait years for even their first asylum interview and a decision. They're stuck in camps. They're not allowed to work. They're not being granted like work permits or anything like that. And of course, this exacerbates mental health problems. You know, people have already suffered a lot. They have fled war-torn countries like Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Iran, and so
Every day we have experienced in 2020 and part of this year what they have been living for the past 5 years, 6 years. How long has the refugee crisis have been going on?
Well, it all really came to a head quite in 2015, as I said, when countries closed their borders, because people were unable to move on. They just became so stuck and stagnated. So really protracted amount of time.
Wow, how amazing is it that as a society, as a world, we are able to relate to these type of situations, because we have been deprived of our freedom and of our capacity to, move around, to do whatever we want to do, to go shopping whenever we want. And these refugees have been forced into this situation out of no fault to themselves. And this is an absolute, tragedy that this has to happen. So Brittany, tell us, why do you choose to organize a gym? Why not arts and crafts or something else?
Well, from my own personal experience, when I was suffering with mental health, sport really, really helped me. And, it's like scientifically proven that sport provides you with endorphins. And so our RefuGym's motto is exercise, endorphins, and escapism. So obviously the endorphins, the feel-good hormone, and then escapism. When you're exercising, you're not thinking about your current situation or how you feel. You're just focused on the sport, be that the football or the yoga class or the volleyball or whatever it is that you're doing. And also working in refugee camps as well. I'm not a trained psychologist or anything like that. And trained psychologists in humanitarian response are very far and few between. They're very hard to come across. And so that just got me thinking about how I can help people, you know, in say a typical refugee camp where there are multiple different languages, you know, there are different cultural expectations, different views on mental health. And so I thought sport is just such an amazing way to help people, but without necessarily advertising that you're helping their mental health, just, you know, just having some fun and moving your body and getting out of your situation.
Yes, and in a way it's like, although you do need a little bit of language to, you know, explain exercises and all of that, because you are moving with them and they can just imitate, then it's like a language on its own, the exercising. Are you a teacher? Are you an instructor, sports instructor?
I am a swimming instructor, so that's one of the activities that we offer. So that's a really crucial activity that we offer, because it's a form of it's a form of like exposure,
isn't it?
Sorry?
It's a connection with nature as well, because
yeah,
it's very healing on itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're surrounded by water, aren't you?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So getting away from camp, that form of escapism that we discussed, and also it's a form of exposure, because people often have like really traumatic experiences with the sea, you know, with their crossing from Turkey into Greece, and a lot of people can't swim. So it's empowering people to overcome their fears, their traumas, and teaching them how to swim, which is such a crucial life skill as well. So I'm a swimming instructor, but otherwise the model of RefuGym is to encourage and empower refugees to use their own skills, their own knowledge, their own sports passion to teach their own community. So I don't have a reliance on international volunteers, but rather encourage the community to run RefuGym for their own community.
So if somebody used to like football, maybe they can become football coaches for the youngsters, and volleyball and whatever. So what are the typical ages you get involved in RefuGym?
All ages. So we get from children to the elderly.
Oh, so nice. So nice.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It must be very rewarding. What can you think of any anecdotes or anything that you might have experienced that has made an impact, maybe within families as well? Because I suppose the structures of the families must be very much affected, you know, with maybe the husband going to work every day on their normal life. Now they are stuck at home, like we have all been stuck with our partners.
Yeah.
So any anecdotes that you can?
Yeah, sure. Well, absolutely. Well, something that you might be interested in is in November 2019, we ran a trauma-informed yoga teacher training. So that was led by one of RefuGym's trustees, who speaks Farsi, actually. So the camp we've been working in is a Farsi speaking camp. And you know, that was a group of women who came together and trained to be yoga teachers, and some of them used that skill to, you know, be in RefuGym and to teach their community, but actually a handful of them also just used that within their families. And a couple of them, you know, noticed how different it felt to be able to sit down at dinner together and do some breathing exercises, and to come together, and, you know, to, as you say, there's this kind of frustration, particularly with men, you know, unable to work, and their roles have been shifted, and to be mindful and present was a really wonderful bonus of this teacher training.
That's amazing. It does move me, just to hear this story moves me. And Brittany, I have seen your website, I've seen the work you've been doing, and you are not improvised. You have everything. You have the website, you have the logo, you have the memorabilia. Show us your logo.
So this is our logo.
Oh, look at that.
So as you can see, it's two people holding up a child with weights and hearts. And yeah, we're very much established. We've been operating since November 2018. We're a British registered charity. So yeah, we're the real deal.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you are the founder of it?
I am, yeah.
Wonderful. So what's next for RefuGym? What's on the cards for the coming future?
So since November 2018, we've been working in a camp called Malakasa, which is just north of Athens. And I recently was granted permission to start working in a second refugee camp. So we're expanding, which is really exciting. So the camp is called Thermopyles. It's working with a Kurdish community. It's about 2 hours north of Athens, where I am currently. And yeah, so we'll be setting up a similar program of a gym run by refugees for the refugee community. So it's really exciting to be able to go to a second camp and expand.
Amazing, amazing. I'm so pleased for you and for the people that you're helping, and I'm really hoping that as a yoga community we can also put a little contribution towards that. I know that the website has a donate area in it, and I believe you have requested to have a page on Just Giving. I will, if that comes to being before the challenge, because it's coming in 2 weeks, then we will use that. But otherwise, if people donate, can they put a reference or something on their website, or a message saying this is for the Equinox Challenge, or the donations are all anonymous?
No, you can absolutely, it's your choice. You can either be anonymous or leave a message, or all of the options are available. So yeah, as you like, really.
Okay. Oh no, that's fantastic. It's, as I was telling you by email, is more to do with that spirit of coming together to do something together to help people.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. Brittany, thank you very much. And
thank you, Geny.
If there are any other messages that you can give to the community that you would like to give, just please feel free to add whatever you want.
Yeah, sure. I'd just like to say thank you so much for the opportunity to raise awareness about not only RefuGym, but the refugee crisis on a wider scale. And I really love what you're doing. And I think it really, you know, what you're doing and what I'm doing are quite reflective, you know, encouraging people to come together to help one another. So thank you very much.
Namaste, Brittany. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck. I understand that you arrived in Greece just a couple of days ago, so you are isolating, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah. And then once that's over and once lockdown has eased a little bit, then I'll be able to move to Thermopyles and hit the ground running, as it were, in the new camp.
Okay, wonderful. Namaste. Thank you so much. Good luck with that. And we will see you at the challenge, right? March,
yes, I'll be there.
21st, 10 a.m. UK time. It will be 2 hours later for you, just lunch time for you.
Yeah, perfect. I'll be there.
Wonderful. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.